All right, so we're finally at the point where we can start building the layout in GeneratePress for my new site, and I was going to go ahead and just jump in and start plugging away at some of these elements. Let's see. So I guess the first thing I should have done is set up the pages. I've deleted some of the stuff. This is, you know, a site that I replicate for client work, and let me go in and do a little bit of cleanup here. I think there's some menu pages left over. Oh yeah. Yep. And I'm gonna just block in the pages that we're gonna be setting up. And I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm probably not gonna finish the whole thing, but just get started, I guess. I'll go ahead and save that. And so, let's see, no code yet. Actually, no, we do need code. Let me change projects. There we go. And yeah, so we're going to be, I guess, setting up the home page to start with. I'll go ahead and block in these general pages that I have here. We'll have a home page, which is essentially, well, no, have a home page, work page, services, about, contact, maybe a blog. Not entirely sure yet. But anyway, this video is mainly to kind of hash out some of the overall design stuff as I'm in WordPress. I might not make any global styles yet. I'll be using Generate blocks for most of the stuff. Well, let's just, I don't know, we'll go along and see how this goes, and we'll just see where it takes us. I don't know. I kind of have a general way of working when I'm, you know, in build mode. I guess I go ahead and kind of set up blank pages and menus, and maybe get one page kind of set up. Let's see, so this will be work. And I know there are some plugins that make this easier to just add a bunch of pages, but you know, I only have a few here. I should have set these up before I did the video. And I may even change the names of these pages. You know, I don't know. I know this is very generic. But I know that, you know, sometimes you don't want to get too creative. You still want things to be pretty, well, plain spoken, I guess, so that, you know, people aren't trying to guess where to find the information they're looking for. Come on. I need about and contact. About. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna build at least a piece of the home page first, and then go in to the customizer and set some defaults. Because we know we're going to be changing things. We're especially going to be changing all the background colors. And I'm probably not going to implement the final way I'm going to do it. I don't know. I can't decide. Since it's my site, I'll be the one managing it. I really don't have to worry about any fancy, you know, page settings that are custom, that, you know, allow the client to change pages on the fly, or page colors, things like that. Excuse me. So let's jump in the home page real quick. And again, we're trying to kind of mimic this. And I don't have anything set up yet, technically, the header and all that. So let's just block this in. Okay. What blocks do I have here? Okay, I do have, you know what, let's just start from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to be using Generate blocks. I think, yeah, the header's hidden, or the page title. So first thing we need, I like these shortcuts, container. And again, we're just blocking this thing in, and we're going to go over it in passes, I guess. And I'm going to use a headline. Needs to be an H1. What did I just say? I just said I make websites. I make websites. Okay. And copy that. And this copy may not say the same. I largely pulled it from my current site. And again, I'm going to use a headline. That's an H2. Then we need just paragraph. I don't know what all this is going to end up saying in the end. That should be a new paragraph. Okay. Or maybe not. I don't know. So you know what? Let's just leave it at that for now. I know that's crazy, stupid, simple, and I'm probably going to expand on that some, but it's good enough for me right now to jump over to the customizer. Right now, this is looking pretty damn boring. Oh, the footer. Yeah, I might. Well, anyway, let's. Pretty darn boring. Sorry. This is a G-rated YouTube channel. Sorry. My brain's not catching up. I can't talk and do this at the same time. Yes, this is generally how I work. And I'll just kind of go back and forth, and you know, I like to have some things on a page as I work with the customizer. And sometimes I'll do an interior page, but because it has more, well, has more of the global stuff in it. You know, the home page is the home page, and there are styles that carry through, but yeah, it all just depends. So site identity, yeah, that's cool. Menu. Let's go ahead and I can set these up in here. So let's add contact, about, services, and work. Of course, that's all backwards. Okay. Go ahead and publish. Ah, we don't actually, I don't want a home page. Move. Okay, so one of the things that I did, well, let's see, how big is the container? It's 1200. Yeah, okay. I guess that's cool. Container alignment with the text, so that header is not lining up. I've got it set to full on the inner width. So let's contain it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with, do I make my menu line up with this item or this margin on this column? Because, you know, the grid has a lot to do with this. And granted, this is a really stupid, simple version of the grid right now. What does that look like just on its own? I mean, okay. Let's go make that, go to typography and headings. Yeah, I want to make this honking big, just, you know, okay, that's a, yeah, that's an H1. Is that really 64? Yeah, okay. Bigger. Do I have it? Let's see. The home page may be an exception, so I might be, yeah. What does 72 look like? Just go ahead and make it 100. And line height, I want it to be kind of tight. Maybe not that tight. I don't know. We'll see. So that actually needs to be bigger for the home page, because I want it to really fill that space. And actually, my mock-up, that's supposed to be in thirds. So that's supposed to be really big. Okay. So I need to go back and fix that. Yeah, and I say thirds. It's yeah. So like, so you, it's probably obvious, but 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this only takes up a 1/3 column, I guess. Okay. Whoop, I hit save, and it's going to take a while. Okay, so what do we need to do? So I think I'm going to start out, instead of trying to do all of the colors to begin with, I'm going to start with just one. So let's go to colors, and let's go ahead and make the background color our blue. Whoa, why? Oh, that I know. So the header. So here, I struggle with this sometimes. So I can make this transparent so that we don't have to affect the, I don't have to change the colors of all these elements. I don't know, I struggle with that because it's a lot of different colors. So let's, for now, make that white. Doesn't seem to be having much of an effect on it. White. I'm not using a tagline, but okay. A link. Links, I don't know what color yet. I'll just make them white for now. A lot of times I'll end up going back and I'll do some kind of underline or something that's not color, because you know what? You have to design for colorblind people too. Yep, that we do. If you're concerned about accessibility. Yep. Okay, so the background. Yeah, so here's, let me go ahead and make that transparent. Make the text white. Background hover. No, we don't want that. Same blue. We're gonna make it transparent. Text hover. You know what? Just white. I don't know yet. We might have to control all that through CSS. And I'm not using submenus right now, so I'm, for the sake of this video at least, I'm not going to worry about that yet. And then the content. Okay. Yep. Again, let's just pull all that out. The text will be white. And I'm going to hide that footer because I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. I might make something with elements for a footer. Yeah, because that's easier. I have a lot more control. Although I love the little code bit to be able to do the copyright here, but I can do that with a short code or something in some PHP. No big deal. Okay, so let's go back out. I do want to finesse that stuff, the font sizing. I think it's not quite there, but let's, okay, I'm gonna jump back out real quick, go back to this page, and we're going to change that column width so that it better reflects what we want in our mock-ups. Oh my gosh, is those low? Did I go to the wrong? Is this not? What's going on? Oh my goodness. So I did a transparent. Oh, ain't that a thing? Okay. So what happened was, since I made that background transparent in the customizer, we can't see anything while we're editing because the editor, I'm assuming, picks up the content area background. Let's take a look at that. So my thought was, I saw in the GeneratePress community a pretty cool, simple way using elements to change the background color of pages on the fly. You could pick, just throw in a little CSS and make that happen. And And I'll probably do that in the beginning to keep it simple, but I think I want to go about it a little bit differently, because I want, me being OCD as I am sometimes, I want the editor to pick up on whatever color I pick so that it's reflected while I'm editing. So if that page background happens to be blue or red or green, it'll be reflected in the WordPress editor when I'm doing edits. I don't know if I can actually do that yet without much effort, but we'll find out. So let's take a look. What? Content. Okay, so that background color. Yep, we gotta. I wonder if make it that blue and pull out all the. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay, back to the home page. Yep. Okay, so the editor picks up on those the background color of the content area. Okay, so I'm going to select, you can use this little piece to select the parent element. So I'm selecting that column. Let's make it 66. Yeah, it's going to fuss at this one. Like that one, and make it 33. Okay, so yeah, we have quite a bit of space to fill in here. Let's see. I'm gonna leave that open. I'm gonna open. Whoops. I meant to say in a new tab. Let's go back to the customizer. And I've got to find a way to make performance better when I'm running my video recording software. It's so slow. Okay, so essentially I want to be able to fiddle with this and the customizer at the same time. I'll jump back and forth and refresh as needed. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so now I want to fiddle with just the overall body type. Yeah, that's kind of big. Yeah, that's a fairly good size. I think it might be a little too big. But I like my type to be a little bit bigger. I don't want people to strain to read. Okay, we'll leave it on 18 for now. Let's look at H2 size. H2, okay. So we had 18, maybe 21. Okay, if we're doing M's, see, to me that looks more spaced out, the line height, than that does. And I don't know if that's a visual thing, so I'm going to decrease it just a tad. To me, that looks a little more even. And I don't know if I like the fact that there might be a reason for this, that the paragraph, the body text bottom margin is done in M's, but the headings all have pixels. And I know I can override that in CSS if I want to. I can't. And that might be a bit much, even between the paragraphs. Now this is a little block of text, and I probably shouldn't be basing all this on just this, but yeah, let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the body. Got that 500. What is 600? See, that's actually more what I want, but maybe there's enough contrast. I'll see if I can live with 500. So actually, I like that a little better, because I like enough space so that it's a new thought or a new paragraph, but not so much that it kind of looks like it's all these big faraway blocks. Okay, we want to publish. now we're gonna refresh this so that these kind of pick that up, and then we're gonna make this intro header bigger. And I'll throw this in too. This has occurred to me that this is probably bad for SEO. So if this is an H1, Google puts a lot of emphasis on your page title. Personal design. I could be yeah, I need to change that. And yes, your page title and your first H1. And I think the recommendation is that your page title, you know, repeat, or your first H1, repeat the text that's in the page title. But I don't always do that. I mean, I'm very fortunate in that I don't have to rely on an SEO for business. But it's still, practicing with my own site's a good way to learn things and pass them along to my client work. And I don't claim to be an SEO expert, but I like to know enough so that I can help my clients if they need it effectively. So let's look at the typography, and we got the font family down. So let's go ahead and like make this thing big. We'll just keep on going. I guess I could do a percentage. You know what does that do? I don't know if that, wow. Okay, that's getting there. Line height is already 1. Let's suck in that letter spacing a little bit. Okay. Let's see what that does, because I want to know. It'd be great if this font size was responsive. And I think I can do it with width units, or sorry, what is it? VH and WH, vertical height, or width. Oh, good grief! So it'd be great if it would. I got to get rid of that footer. You know, as my site, yeah, expands and contracts, if that would simply get bigger or get smaller until a certain break point. Yeah, I might have to do some custom stuff on that, because these are the only units that I have. Let's go back to pixels. That's big. What did I do? 20. Yeah, let's 200. Okay, that's a bit too big. How's that fitting the space? Is that okay? Maybe. I do like that size. I wanted it big, big, big. Yeah, I don't want it to do that. Yeah, especially not that. I'd rather, at least while it's a fairly big size, maybe until it gets down to tablet size, to that whole type unit. I'm using my hands as if you can see me. That this whole block will simply get smaller, the whole thing, proportionally. That's what I would love it to do. Look at that, it almost lines up by itself. Yeah, I'm digging that. So I'll come back in another video and kind of do all these fine-tuning things when I get into the CSS, and I'll do some of that now maybe, but I think I'm gonna handle that separately. So that's done. I'm kind of liking that size. I do want, oh gosh, I got to get rid of that. See, I have to do that through, let's make an element. a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just make a global layout settings. So I'm not going to use that footer. And sidebars, I want content with no sidebars. Do I already have that? I don't know. Footer, okay, disable footer. Disable, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna, so that might be a global page setting, because if I ever do set up a blog, I want the title to show, well, I may be doing my own layout. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Content's fine. Display rules. We're gonna say the entire site, because I'll end up making my own layout. Excuse me. Okay. That footer is gone. Yep. Okay. See, I think that's kind of cool. Very, very simple. I think I do. I don't know how nitpicky to get just yet. Let's see. You know what? I don't even need that tab. I'm gonna go ahead and I think block in the other page content stuff. And you know, one could argue that because the site's so small, I really don't need to make global styles. Like, I thought about making some container defaults, but I really kind of don't mind the defaults that they already have. But here's where I start to overthink stuff. Okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, we're just gonna, let's knock this out real quick. So these are half grid. So this is, you know, a 50% width and 50% width. It's half and half. So we're going to, I mean, they're all going to be blue right now. You know, I'll come back to all that. Do you want to hide that? Okay, and container. Yes. Can I hide that? Yeah. That's the member plugin that I use, which I guess I really don't need that since I'm the only administrator. I set it up so I can set up special roles for clients when they log in as editors. Sorry. Okay, grid. Yes, please. Half and half. Now, technically, we can do a regular heading, because that's going to pick up on the global styling. Again, I guess that's being really nitpicky. And here we want just a paragraph. Oh, well, or a, okay, that's fine. We'll get to that. Okay, how does that look? Whoop. Make it bold. It doesn't really make it bold. Okay. I have to figure that out. I want an insert before, please. And heading. It all started. I guess I could have just typed that, couldn't I? But I'm that lazy sometimes. Okay. That is not a link yet. That's okay, because I'm just, man, we're just filling this stuff in. So if I look at about, I should get my, ooh, oh, that's, ugh. Okay. So I have breadcrumbs activated. This is my child theme. I don't want breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna, yeah, drop that out. Technically, probably don't need those custom image sizes either. Well, I know I don't need that submenu widget or dashboard widgets. Okay, that's good. Now what happened here? Did I... That width, like why did it, what did I do? Okay, let's jump back out here. Look at home page again. I probably did this and all of you are probably saying you changed the padding on the home page container. That's what I'm guessing I did. Nope, I didn't. I did not. Contain, full width, contain. Why? Why? You know, it's always stuff like this that'll hang me up for 30 minutes to an hour and I'll just bang my head and then something will dawn on me and make me remember what I did and I feel dumb. Sometimes stuff just happens. I'm gonna open this up and new tab. Something is definitely not, well, I know that's not right. Yeah, 40 pixels. That one has that too. Max width. Huh. Okay, wait a minute. I think I know what's going on here. See, isn't this just fun? Do you guys have these problems too? Make page full width. So, do I need to do that? I'm going to say yes, because I'm going to do some things. I think layer for container full width. Yeah. Yep. That's what I didn't do on the about page. So let's knock that out. Oh, come on and load. I'll grab it here. Yep, make page full width. We'll update that. I bet that takes care of it. Yep, there we go. See, that does begin to look a bit odd. You get this diagonal kind of weird thing, but I don't know. Okay, let's jump back. I'll need that now to the customizer and fix that menu item. Appearance, customize, and I'm gonna pull up my, close all this. Do you want my styles? You don't need functions right now. So content. This is another thing I obsess over, is like, where do I put certain styles? Like defaults? Like what does that encompass? Like content is more like, is it where it lives or what it does? You know, in terms of components, widgets. Anyway, I want this spaced out just a tad while that's loading and taking forever. Colors, Let's go to about primary nav. Background current. We're gonna make it that. We're gonna make it transparent. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fixed. Okay. So, okay, the thing is, how do we target this text so that I can set just one CSS property thing statement? Is that it? Yeah, one CSS statement to just tell all this, you know, just space out just a tiny bit, because it's, I don't know, it's taking on a different kind of quality. It has kind of a avant-garde-ish kind of look, which I'm not really fond of. It's kind of dated to me, and I don't know why spacing helps, but wait, what am I doing here? Okay, so I think I want to target everything within entry content, I think, and I want to do them separately because I almost want to space these out as well, and maybe these headings. And I could do this in generate blocks using global styles, but I think I want to do it in my own CSS just so I can have that one place, and I don't have to apply it every time I want it to happen. It just happens. Dare I do it over? Because I don't want it to affect this, because I actually want that to be a little bit tighter. So I guess I could target these separately. That is a dilemma for me anyway. So I'm gonna do it in defaults. What the heck? Entry content, even though there it is, it's content. And again, I think I want to do target H2, H3, H4, and then we'll P. And see, you do get into all this, Jet. Like if I just said entry content, it would do it to everything within that div, and I really don't want that, because there are times that heading, for one, when I don't want that to happen. UL, and this probably isn't the most efficient, but let's just, so letter spacing. So I want it, so I'm targeting all these elements, just H2s with an entry content, just H3s, so on and so forth. And I'm gonna do it in M's, and I always start with 0.0125, and I just see what that does. So let's jump back over and refresh. You should see it. Yeah, so it just spaced out just a little bit. And now I can open up. Man, that's a lot of nested divs. Open. Nope, not that one. This one. Okay. So I'm gonna get rid of the one. So now that I'm expanding the letter spacing horizontally, it might need more line spacing vertically. So they're definitely tied to each other. Yeah, that's too much. But that might not be bad. Okay, so now we can see before, after, before, after. And I'm kind of liking that little bit of breathing room. I know that's really, really nitpicky. Gosh, is that too much still? How about 0.015? Maybe that's a little better. Should I go back to the... Nope, that's less. Okay. Weird number, but I'm gonna say that's good. So now we're gonna go back and change this to 0.016. So now we have that in play. Okay, now let's do it to the heading as well. Make sure I target this correctly. And I can just say, I believe, inside header. Because I think we'll want it to affect everything. So I'm just going to add it to this. Side header. Okay, let's see what that does. Yep, just a little bit. And I might want to split those out so that maybe we can increase these a little bit since they're a teeny bit smaller than the text in these headings. But I don't know, I'll live with that for a little while. Now I want to focus on this. Okay, and I could do these as a global style. I could just make this a heading with generate blocks or headline. But we'll do it, yeah, we'll do this. Now we're going to target H1 and just H1. Letter spacing. Okay, now we're going to do negative 0.0125 M. Let's see what that does. Because it's already kind of tight. Okay, let's see. I think that's good. I wish I could kern. I'd want that A and B to be a little bit more snug. There we go. Well, yeah, okay. So, maybe they can be the same. I don't know. That's good. That's really, really nitpicky, but I love type. And I think when you can get into the, you get into those details and it can really make a difference overall. Okay, so now let's look at that vertical spacing. Go back to the typography settings for body. Let's bump that back up. You know what? I need to refresh so the letter spacing shows up here. Yeah, it's all relative. When you do one thing to type, it can affect other things. So if you make it bigger, you might need to tighten the letter spacing. If you make it smaller, you might need to loosen the letter spacing. If big headlines need tighter line height, I mean, unless you're going for a certain effect or a certain look and feel. These aren't hard, fast rules necessarily, but let's go back to about and typography, body, and let's see. Yeah, I think that. Do I even is that better? That might be actually, because it doesn't need all that big space between it. It just needs a little interruption to let you know this is a new thought. And let's look at the headings, particularly that bottom. Need to be 17. That does look more even. Here's where I wish I could do M's. Line height helps that too. Oh no, I already did. Okay. See, I need to go back here. We have a multi-line headline. Okay. Can I do action or like more than? Okay. Does it need? Yeah, that might look a little better. Will that hold? Okay, I think that looks fairly even overall. I might come back and fiddle with it a little bit more. Sorry, my chair is really squeaky. Okay, so now this has ended up being kind of long, so I think I'm going to do the services page because this is all the same. In the next video, I'm going to get into more of the settings, like doing those page colors, maybe some global styling, generate blocks. Okay, the services page. Yeah, so here I might try to get a little bit fancier. Okay, yes, make it full page. I mean full width. Grid. I want 2 to begin with. Go ahead and put this text in while I have it copied. It's H2, that's perfect. And what am I doing? I want H1. H1, and we're gonna hide the headline. And in case you didn't know, you probably do, in GeneratePress you get this option to hide the content title. You can also do it down here, disable content title. That's just a shortcut to it. Okay, and I'm gonna do another grid container grid. Now we're gonna do 3. Kind of mimic what I have on my current site. Just see how it looks. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it didn't pick up on any formatting. Okay, and I'm gonna save real quick, just to save. I want to take a quick peek at it because I'm impatient. I want to know what it looks like now. That's a little janky. Yeah, I might make the content area wider. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like with the other columns. It's not as airy as I'd want it to be. I don't know, we'll see. Let's get these others poured in. I'll go ahead and get the rest of it. We'll format it all together. I'm sorry, I'm having you watch all this boring stuff. But I hope it's helpful because it's still stuff that has to be done. You guys probably do it every day as much as I do. It's just part of the gig. And if it's not, I'd love to hear how other people go about doing this or what your process is. Because I'm sure mine is not perfect. By any means. Okay, hitting update. And that's looking a little crowded, and that might be relieved. So here's where, you know, that iterative process. So I'm adding content, adding new elements, and then that might require an adjustment somewhere else. So the font size might need to be smaller. Maybe it is kind of crowded. Even that's a little bit tight, you know, whereas it doesn't look so bad with that. You know, that R is bumping into my V. The I is about to. So I might make some more adjustments there. But I still really dig the simplicity and what the beginnings are of my grid. So I think it's great fun to have a grid. So I have a, you know, you can see where it's, you know, half and half right here. This is half, this is half, but then it breaks to a 3-column grid. So you get variety, but it stays on that structure. And, you know, as I said before in the first video, Massimo Vignelli was one of the best at this kind of stuff. And he just made his stuff so interesting. And, you know, the grid's older than that. What is it? Mueller, Bruckman? Oh, I'm messing that up, I know. Look back in design history of the layout grid, and you'll find some great examples. Other designers who did the work, even before Vignelli. Sorry about that. I think I might do, I don't know, that's not really doing it for me. So what if it stayed on a half column grid? So it took up half the space, half the grid, but I stagger them. I can try that pretty easily. I'm just not liking that. So I've duplicated it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that column and this column. So I'm selecting, oh, it's going to get tight. Is it down here? I'm selecting the grid column container. So here's the grid, and these are the inner columns. So I'm ditching that. And now, left with that one, I'm going to make it take up half the space. Okay. And then I'm going to get down here and delete that one. And then delete the last one. And this is a complete crapshoot. I have no idea if this is gonna be satisfactory. But now I want this to push all the way over. And I can't remember, can I do that? Horizontal alignment, right? Yes, I can. Yeah, I don't know. See, I'm now left with my last little service grid here, and I can always go back if I want to. Container. Yeah, I don't know. It might need some imagery. That might be what will help this. Some stuff over to the side of each. And you get that kind of staggered. Yeah. It does need something. Well, I'll have to think on that a little bit. So that's all I'm going to do for now. I'll come back in the next video and we'll probably dig into changing the page colors, maybe finalizing some of these layout problems. When it comes time to do the custom post type for my portfolio, I'm going to save that for a different video. So we can do that, because that's going to take a little time. That might even take 2, maybe 3 videos. I don't know, because again, I want to try doing everything in Generate Blocks and GeneratePress without having to do, or with doing as little custom coding as possible. But we'll see. So anyway, that might be kind of a boring video. This one, that is, and I'm sorry about that, but I hope you get something out of it. I hope that you like and subscribe, like all the good YouTube world suggest you do. And I'll make another video as quickly as I can, and we'll keep chugging along on my new website in GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks. Thanks.